7 wins in his career, and the Jayhawks off to the 5-0 start entering tonight. But the toughest test of the season yet is ahead tonight in the Aggies. Of course, these two teams were once both in the Big 12. They have not met since the 2012 Big 12 tournament. A&M a winner there, and A&M riding an 11-game win streak as well in the series. Missed shot by Chandler Prater to get things started. Tie up on the rebound, and possession error will point to A&M.
And Chandler Prater had a great look at the basket, not able to make it, but that was one of the concerns that Joni Taylor, their head coach, talked about. She said, we've got to be better on defense. On the ball, one-on-one, but also help defense. We have to be better. Kansas had a good look, just couldn't convert.
Prater gets the defensive assignment on Barker to start things out. Top of the key, another talented freshman for A&M. Sydney Bowles shooting better than 40% from 3. Misses from the top of the arc. Rebound by Mayberry of Kansas. And a whistle and a foul off the ball. Chandler Prater is going to be whistled for the foul on the screen. There's a look at the Jayhawks starting 5. Kansas coming off wins over Maine and St. Mary's at the St. Mary's Thanksgiving Classic, including a 20-point win over the host school. Tina Jackson out front, causing some havoc, and gets the turnover on Aaliyah Patty. Mayberry in the backcourt, the junior transfer from Tulsa. 20-point game earlier this season against UT Arlington. Here's Kersgeter. Trying to get it inside, stolen away by Patty of A&M.
Oh, the length of Patty disrupting that entry pass. Just not enough height on it. It had a good look. Jackson was open on the backside.
Bounce on out front by Mackenzie Green. Now to the lane is Barker, and that's what you see. She's down and a little slow to get up here. That's the game that you see out of her, though. She's very talented on the perimeter as well. Can hit that outside shot and then go towards the rim on the dribble.
She might have fell hard and hit her elbow. Taking a bit of time to get up, but that is the type of play that she has. She wants the contact. She likes to create and can create that contact, and that's going to be a difficult matchup with Prater having to defend Barker because of that size. And Prater already has 2 fouls, having to go to the bench.
Katrina Jessen in for the first time, 6'4" junior out of Denmark, replacing Prater. So Jayhawks get a little bit bigger, but Prater drawing that matchup. 2 quick fouls has her on the bench with 8.5 to go. So not a long stint for Prater. Meanwhile, down low, Barker's defending on Tiana Jackson in quite a battle down in the post. Here goes Kersgeter, the step through, and flips it up with the left hand and good. Holly Kersgeter, last year's leading scorer. Better than 14 a game. Drive and kick in the corner. And 3 is in and out for Barker. Mentioned her ability to step out. She's holding her right wrist, Jill.
Yeah, she's holding it. I mean, she's wincing in pain.
Don't think it was from launching the 3.
I mean, she won't let go of it. I mean, her arms are clenched together.
Inside, Jackson missed the short shot.
She shakes off, though. Doesn't want to come out, I don't believe, but won't let go of it. And she's shaking her head saying, no, don't give me the ball.
Pass me the ball to the post. You see her down low with hands clasped, and right now kind of just a decoy, it looks like. Baseline cut off. Kick out and hit.
Trying to run as Kansas is trying to get those extra possessions because they feel like they have the speed.
Patty fakes the shot, drives in.
Good no
call.
Wild
shot as Jackson slid over nicely on defense. Kersgeter, leave her alone. She'll fire from 3 and off the mark. Putbacks up and good by Jackson. Subs on the floor now for A&M. And Barker's going to go get a look from the trainer, and again holding her right wrist as she sits down on the bench.
And that's a big development as she goes to the bench. Their leading scorer at 14 a game and 8 rebounds, nearly 8 rebounds.
Jada Malone will check in. 6'3" sophomore forward out of Spring, Texas.
She's going to
double team. Jackson, did she get the knockaway? No, off Kansas. In for the first time, Sophia Talegdi. Barker's going to check out for A&M. Haven't seen her shoot with that tape on yet, but a couple of subs back in for A&M as well. For the first time, Sydney Roby checks in, senior center.
We're seeing a different rotation for Kansas and that 4 position because of some injuries.
Still playing without Ioana Hatzileonti. Off the dribble and the bounce and the shot for Sahara Jones. A&M back within 1. And this zone is...
The zone is disrupting Kansas.
Yeah,
they're extending it. They have a good length.
Got a nice screen that time from Talegdi. Down to 3. Mayberry will fire the 3, top of the circle, and it's off the mark. And Kansas at the end of 1 with a 1-point lead. 14-13 here after 1 quarter. And good to see those two programs who... I'm not good with mileage, like a
only
mile
a couple
away,
miles, right? If that, yeah.
Between
I love
campuses, so
it's great to see the two interacting, coming together.
Holly Kerskater misses the 3, rebound to A&M, and a foul is going to be on Wynette Mayberry. So Janiyah Barker played a couple of minutes at the end of the opening quarter after falling hard on her wrist, got it heavily taped, and she's now heading back to the locker room.
She's leaving.
The top-ranked recruit for A&M not available at the moment for the Aggies. Bowles goes to work. Spin shot in the lane. Nice little shooter's touch. Bowles filling in admirably in the absence of her fellow freshman. She's got 6.
And it definitely can give her an opportunity. As our coach said, she's the most consistent, and that just had too much heat on that entry pass to Jackson from Kersgeter. So you get another turnover. Kansas with 5 turnovers.
Jayhawks on the season, averaging just under 17 turnovers a game. They kind of come in spurts, though, we've seen, Jill, right? That times they're really good at taking care of the basketball, then they'll have a 5-6 minute stretch where it kind of gets away and they are able to rein it in. Both teams exchanging miscues at the moment. Jayhawks led by Kersgeter's 8, including a couple of made 3s. A&M has showed this zone. It's been effective. Mayberry splits it, coming from the wing. Can't get it, but got a second chance.
And she has the opportunity to beat this defense off the dribble. And then you have Zakiya Franklin, who can create her own shot. And finally getting to the free throws. Kansas unable to get to the free throw line yet in this ball game. And they're going to have an opportunity for the first time. You see just some nifty slicing of the defense from Franklin. And the Kansas, this has been a strong suit for them this season, is getting to the line and then also knocking down the free throws.
Franklin hits the first. They were 75% at the line last year, a school record. Zakiya Franklin, 86% at the line. Jayhawks shooting even better clip this year at 78% through 5 games. And Franklin hits a pair. Jayhawks back in front after A&M took a brief lead.
Kansas extending some defense, some full court.
Mayberry defending on Green. Talegdi helping out as well. Across the timeline, just in time for Green. Kansas now settles back in the man-to-man.
And Coach Brandon said that he thought the trip to California, they developed some increased confidence and some defensive stamina on that trip.
Ooh, look at that little under the hoop move and flip up by Aaliyah Patty. Both teams exchanging leads now. Kick in the corner, Kersgeter for 3. This one too strong.
Much better dribble drive penetration, though, to get into the lane to find the open shot.
Bowles with the high dribble looking for help. Ripped away. Mayberry got a hand on it first, then Jackson comes away with it.
The quickness from Mayberry disrupts, gets a hand, deflects that pass.
Kerskeeter inside to Jackson for the lay-in. Good pass from Kerskeeter from the corner, and then Jackson with the seal-off bucket.
That is quick work, and Kansas right now showing that stamina. And this plays into their strength that they can get this one out and run with it.
Quick shot from Patty, but then a bad outlet off the hands of Kansas and turned over back to A&M.
And everybody gets to catch their breath.
Bowles will get a break at the guard spot for A&M. Ernie Kindred in for the first time, sophomore guard. Or actually, she did check in a little bit earlier.
Whip it around the perimeter quick, and then look at the seal off, that positioning from Jackson. A tremendous entry pass, but even better work to establish herself down low. And Jackson has continued to increase her offensive skill set.
How about Kerskeeter with the left-hand entry pass as well? Stop and pop for Kindred, and that one's too strong. Attempted a save, and now Kansas will have numbers. 5-on-4. Mayberry to the lane. Had it knocked away, got it back. Talegdi. Left that one short. Good drive, but may have been partially blocked.
Joni Taylor saying, okay, slow it down, let everybody get in positioning. They can certainly use their size advantage.
Jayhawks defending well on this trip. Trying to get it inside, and Talegdi whistled for the foul. Sophia Talegdi, freshman forward out of Hungary, just starting to kind of get her feet wet here at Kansas. Had an early injury in the preseason and got a few extra minutes run there, largely due to the foul trouble of Prater. But we'll check out after the whistle here. And Katrina Jessen will come back in.
And because Ioana is still out with injury, usually starts in that 4 position.
Hatzileonti dealing with a foot injury. Has had her out since the opening game. Hopeful to get her back soon. The junior forward. Jessen dumped down pass to Jackson. And a whistle and a foul before the shot. A nice high-low entry pass from Jessen.
Exactly what they want to get. They have the essentially two bigs in there with Jessen and Jackson. And she flashes, you can see there, and then cuts to the basket. And that is well done from the Jayhawks. Love that overhead angle. Good look at the entry pass from Jessen. Foul before the shot, so Kansas on the inbound. Harassing is Kindred on Franklin. Now they get to Jackson. Kick in the corner, Mayberry for 3. Got it. Well, Jackson's ability to keep hold of that ball as A&M is extending some pressure. And Mayberry almost ripped one away there. Her 4th made 3 of the season. And what an addition to this team. I mean, I don't know if it's talked enough about is the addition of Wyatt Mayberry. Had struggled a little bit with injury in preseason with practice, but she has been a significant addition to this Kansas team. 45 games at Tulsa, average better than 14 a game. Hilton, nice head and shoulder fake. Can't get the shot to drop. Rebound off the hands of Mayberry, who had to go down to the floor, couldn't quite control that rebound. Yeah, but she didn't allow an extra, shot. She couldn't corral it, but it was a good box out, just lost her footing. Ball fought for. How about Tiana Jackson getting on the floor, forcing the tie-up. A&M will keep it. But the tie-up there with Jones. Jackson's so unique because of that 6'6" length. Her ability to run the floor and her quickness there, she's getting on the floor. There's not a lot of players with her size at 6'6", that can do the things that she does. And that's what makes her special. Kansas by 4. Their biggest lead was 7 in the opening quarter. Green working off the high screen. Shot clock under 5. Step back shot is missed by Jones, but A&M gets the rebound, pushing the shot clock back to 20. Pass forced inside and off the hands of Malone and out of bounds. Jayhawks now lead it by 4.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Midpoint here of the second quarter. Jayhawks trying to get the ball inside. Jackson no good. Off the hands of Kurt Skeeter, out of bounds, back to A&M.
A&M switching up defenses that time back in their man-to-man. We've seen some zone.
Kindred out front. Goes to the dribble. Has it knocked away, I think, by Kerskeeter. Got a touch on it. Or Strome. It's Kerskeeter to Strome for the, no, off the rim. Missed the short one on the breakaway. Nearly turned a steal into points. Kansas comes up empty.
A tremendous outlook pass, and for Strome to run the floor. A missed opportunity for the Jayhawks.
Patty skip pass in the corner for Kindred. And a whistle and foul is going to be on Mayberry. Second foul on Mayberry, so she'll check out. 3:43 to go here in the second. So a couple starters, Mayberry and Chandler Prater, each now with 2 fouls. Sydney Bowles back into the Texas A&M lineup. We saw
Barker for a moment.
Janiyah Barker came back from the locker room, but I don't see her on the bench right now.
We need a Barker tracker because she's coming back on the bench and then leaving.
Had a hard fall. Went out, they taped her wrist up, came back in, didn't look real comfortable with that tape, and we saw her go back to the locker room, then come back out. I thought, well,
she took off the tape.
No tape. She's going to try to give it a go, but I'm not mistaken, I don't see her on the bench right now. So was there during the end part of the timeout, but maybe back in the locker room, leading scorer for A&M, and the third-ranked recruit in the country. Barely seen her here tonight. Bowles defending on Kerskeeter. Both players on the ground. Kansas maintains. Shot clock down to 10.
And now Bowles is slow to get up.
Here's Strome to the lane. And it's going to be fouled. A couple free throws ahead. Fouled by Sydney Roby. First on Roby. And that'll send Sanna Strome to the free throw line. The sophomore guard out of Sweden.
Just the second trip to the line for the Jayhawks, but doing a better job of trying to penetrate and drive to the basket. They're perfect 2 of 2. That was both Franklin.
Strome missed the first. Strome, one of the most improved Jayhawks on the season. Didn't play a lot a season ago, but now in her sophomore year started 4 of the first 5. Maya Petticord into the lineup for Texas A&M. Another of their talented freshmen. Freshman guard out of Detroit in for the first time. She's battled some injuries here this season, just her second appearance of the year. Driving to the lane and a whistle and a foul and a charge. Holly Kerskeeter draws the charge on Hilton.
A heads up, and that is team defense because she was flying through Kansas defenders, but the heads up move here, just sliding over in time. Great positioning. Holly Kerskeeter making a play.
So the third freshman, Petticord, in. She was a original recruit of Gary Blair before he retired and stayed on with the new coach, Joni Taylor. Kerskeeter with the shot, making the mid-range jumper. And Kerskeeter in double figures already with 10. Kansas matches its biggest lead. Bowles will fire away from 3 and knock down the first from the arc for A&M tonight.
Well, she can really light it up, and I think Coach Brandon is a little disappointed because she is that player that was circled in the scouting report. Has that ability to knock down that long-range shot.
Kerskeeter off the screen, dumps down to Jackson and fouled by Roby. Roby, a couple quick fouls in the last couple minutes. And 2 fouls on Roby. Barker back on the bench now for A&M. Looks like that the hand retaped and still down with the training staff, unable to get back in. So we'll keep an eye on the very talented freshman. Jackson's free throws up and good. Feel we're being deprived of a viewing of Janiyah Barker.
I was looking so forward to watching her play an entire game because of her skill set and her ability.
Jackson knocks down a pair, and again, very good free throw shooting team are the Jayhawks on the season. Jackson now with 8, 5 rebounds as well for Jackson. As always, we'll keep an eye on the blocked shots as well. Has yet to record her first block shot of the night. Hilton with the bucket for A&M. One of the few quick buckets for the Aggies. Franklin drives, knocked away by Bowles and out of bounds. Kansas will maintain.
Deflection from Bowles. I've been really impressed with her play in this ballgame. She's stepping up her level, and you can see why she was a highly recruited player coming out of high school as well.
Franklin slaloms through traffic. Can't get it to drop with the left hand. Hilton on the wing. Looking for a screen from Roby. Strome fights through it. Now inside to Roby. Goes to work, misses, and then I think kind of bumped knees, and she's slow to come up as well. But she knocked knees on the rebound and will hobble back to the bench, replaced by Jada Malone. So already one injury and now a second here in this opening half for A&M. As the senior Roby will have a seat, escorted by Coach Taylor.
Well, Barker's moved from that position on the bench up a little bit closer, perhaps maybe ready to check in, but now another new Aggie goes down.
Franklin, this time with the right hand down the lane.
Just a sweeter kiss off the glass.
Hard foul here, as it's going to be Tiana Jackson on the foul. And slow to the feet, Hilton drew the foul.
Well, Franklin's been able to blow by the defense a few times. Couldn't convert last time. That time able to do so going to her right. So showing great ability going right and left. Awarded before the game. She's over that 1,000-point threshold at her career here at Kansas.
31st Jayhawk to reach 1,000 points for Franklin. Had really good Thanksgiving weekend. 21 against Maine and 15 against St. Mary's in their two games over the holiday break. Hilton misses the first and gets the second, gets the pass. Had room to work, cut off nicely by A&M down in the lane that time from Malone. Here goes Kerskeeter, draws the contact, gets it up and in, no whistle, but the bucket drops. 12 for Kerskeeter.
Oh, just a veteran play from Holly Kerskeeter to get that contact. No foul called, it could have been, but the toughness and her ability, she raised her right hand and still allowed, but played through that contact.
Patty a little out of control, flipped up the left hand. She looks like she might be hurt as well. Gets up slowly for A&M. They're kind of running out of post players here, Jill, in the first half. 20 seconds to go. Franklin down the lane with the hoop. Kansas, its biggest lead at 9.
Put all the way in.
Hilton down to 3. Patty will have to launch. Top of the circle, 3, and gets it to drop. So Aaliyah Patty knocks down the 3, makes it a 6-point game here at halftime. And she was with the defensive assignment on Barker, who will start the second half with the heavily taped right wrist. So Prater and Barker, who match up against one another, neither played much in the opening half. Also, Wynette Mayberry back on the floor as well. Mayberry picked up 2 fouls in the opening half. Kerskeeter right to work here in the second half, down the lane and good.
Tough basket with her left, taking the contact, and we've seen that a few times. Holly Kerskeeter head down at driving the basketball, blowing by the defense.
Bowles stops at Pops. Kerskeeter another rebound. She's got a little extra pep tonight, does she not?
And I think the pace at which Kansas can play can really show in the second half. An entry pass, Jackson up and in. We got the 4-guard look from Kansas that we saw as starters. Tremendous entry pass and positioning. Quick start offensively for Kansas.
Jayhawks now their biggest lead. Double figures for the first time now at 10 with 2 quick buckets to start the half. Bounce pass to Patty. Hit that 3 to end the half for A&M. Trying to go strong in the lane with the left hand. Left it short. Rebound. Foul. It's going to be, I believe, on Kerskeeter.
Well, we talked about the offense that Holly provides, but how about this entry pass perfection? You couldn't lay it up any better for Jackson to just go up, grab that out of the air, and then an easy finish.
2 assists on the night for Kerskeeter. They're both great. She had the left-hand entry pass to Jackson, then that one over the top. Jackson tries to reward it, but Kerskeeter will slow it up. Looking for help now. Knocked away by Barker. So Kerskeeter goes to work on the dribble again. Kicks in the corner to Franklin. Jackson now trying to post up. Goes strong and fouled by Patty. Second foul on Patty. Kansas to inbound. Prater. Look at that move. In the lane, couldn't get it to drop. Had Barker in the air, but couldn't finish.
That's 3 bunnies that I can recall that Kansas has missed at just at point-blank range, getting the looks. And Barker without a look yet. It'll be interesting to see if she's mainly a decoy that's going to crash the boards and try to get an easy putback with her left.
She's got a smaller player on her. Doesn't seem like she's even calling for the ball right now. Shot clock under a second, so having to fire from 3 was Jones as A&M had nothing going offensively.
And Coach Brandon wanting them to run the floor.
Franklin is fouled driving to the hoop. 2 free throws ahead for Zakiya Franklin.
And as I mentioned in the first half, you saw A&M able to hold pace, but I think this is where Kansas showing that speed, wanting to work quick because of that 4-guard lineup. And Barker's going to come out and try to give it a go, but I don't know if we're going to see her again, and that's unfortunate.
Trying to read lips there. She ran by Coach Joni Taylor and looked like she shook her head and said, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. Trying to give it a go, but doesn't look like she can shoot with the right hand and can't do much offensively. Franklin's 2 free throws up and down. She continues to be really, really good at the free throw line. Franklin on the season, 81%. Now she joins Kerskeeter and Jackson in double figures with 10. They'll trap in the backcourt. Jackson nearly got a steal. Stepping on the midline, then thrown out of bounds by A&M. So the pressure results in a turnover for Kansas.
The pressure, the intensity, time after time, we've seen Coach Brandon's squad come out of the halftime, energized. Great message from him.
Good defense to start the half. Kansas on sale now. Join Big 12 Coach of the Year, Brandon Schneider, and the Jayhawks in Allen Fieldhouse all season long. Visit KUathletics.com/tickets or call 800-34-HAWKS for more information or to purchase today. I know Coach Brandon was encouraging folks to come out for this game tonight. Good crowd on hand here at Allen Fieldhouse. Love to see that continue to get bigger and bigger. Jayhawks squad, Jill, for the first time in a number of years with some legitimate expectations this year after the NCAA tournament appearance of a season ago.
Receiving votes, and as Coach Brandon said, he said, give them a chance. You come out here, I think you're going to enjoy watching them play with the effort, the intensity. And I'd agree. Absolutely. They play really well together. Pick in the pocket is Mayberry.
Finishes at the other end. I thought for a moment she was going to have too much time there. She kind of counted the steps getting towards the rim.
Tremendous. Watch her eyes. I mean, just keying in on that ball.
Aaliyah Patty in the lane. That doesn't drop. It's like Patty's probably going to play a bunch of minutes here in this game. Barker injured, and also Roby injured at a post spot for A&M, so a lot of minutes to be had for Patty. Whistle and a foul out front is going to be on Malone.
I thought the
Jada Malone picks up her 3rd.
Of A&M was going to be an issue, but now with two of their bigs injured, it changes things significantly. And their leading point getter.
Franklin fires from outside. Patty thought she got there for the block, but instead it's a foul. And Zakiya Franklin will head to the free throw line. You see Patty does not agree, and Franklin will get 3 free throws. They got the ball initially, but kind of played through it on the foul. So they send the 82% free throw shooter in Franklin to the line for 3. Knocks down the first. Franklin perfect at the line. 5 for 5 tonight, 11 points in 20 minutes. And the Jayhawks 78% heading into tonight from the free throw line. That's a tremendous weapon. Be able to shoot free throws at that kind of clip, and they'd love to get there as much as possible. 3 for Franklin, now an 11-0 start to the second half.
And 10 of 11 from the line.
Backcourt pressure again. Trapped near midcourt is Hilton, ripped away by Prater.
Well, the energy and the intensity of Kansas right now is on another level, getting some separation.
Kersgater's 3 from the corner, no good. Loose ball on the floor. Prater's going to get whistled for her third. A little over-aggressive in the backcourt there. Lets out a little smile, but picks up her third foul.
Picked up her third, but you know, sometimes Chandler Prater, with the energy and effort, you got to wind her back a little bit. But you get a lot of players that play with that much intensity.
I appreciated Prater too. She picked up her third. She knew she was going to get benched, but she ran down the other end of the floor. Didn't make eye contact with Coach Brandon. I think she was trying to lobby to stay in. They have a nice little exchange, and Prater checks out. Was saddled with foul trouble. Just played 90 seconds essentially in the first half, and now has to sit down with 3. Jayhawks, though, have held A&M scoreless for 4.5 minutes here in the second half. Tipped away, out of bounds, back to A&M.
Here A&M is trying to get Bowles the ball. She had the hot hand, and she has that ability. 9 points. There's a good look.
It's a shot here from the corner. That's her second shot of the half. Jackson a little too strong on the pass and overshoots Franklin out of bounds.
6 turnovers in the first half, but just the first of the third for the Jayhawks because of that quick start. Able to come up with it, but too much pace.
Oh no.
Frustrated with herself.
Kersgater defending on the wing against Jones, and going to be whistled for the foul for Kansas. Second on Kersgater.
This game has a feel of a Big 12 game, doesn't it? I mean, you have a Power 5 opponent coming in on your home floor, and Kansas trying to schedule tougher, and that's Bowles. That's the look. You got to get her the ball more.
Just over 5 minutes it took for the first points of the second half for A&M, ending an 11-0 start to the half for Kansas. Mayberry on the wing. Out of Jackson. Franklin back to Jackson in the short corner. Shot clock down to 6. Mayberry catches, runs, drives. Patty with the block shot out of bounds. And the shot clock will be at 3.8. Timeout on the floor will take one as well. Just past the midpoint here of the third quarter. Kansas, an impressive start. 11-2 to begin the half. Up 15 for Texas A&M. You can now secure your season tickets for the 2023 Kansas football season by placing a $100 deposit per account. Visit KUathletics.com or call 800-34-HAWKS to lock in seats now. Lance Leipold, new contract extension through 2029. A number of Jayhawk players, 9 in fact, earning all conference honors today, including defensive back Kobe Bryant, all Big 12 first team performer. Jalen Daniels on the second team, tight end Mason Fairchild. Offensive lineman Mike Nowitzki and defensive lineman Lonnie Phelps, all Big 12 second teamers. And Jayhawks getting a good representation on the all Big 12 team announced today. Kersgater missing the 3 a moment ago. Out of bounds down at the A&M end. Jayhawks an 11-2 start here to the second half. They get a look for Bowles in the corner, rattles home the 3.
Well, all 5 A&M points to Sydney Bowles in the third for the Aggies, and I think she's going to just kind of continue to light it up.
Bowles with 14, one off her career high. Just a freshman, of course, at 15 in the loss at Duke. On the wing now is Jones. Lost Kersgater. Drives to the hoop, but Jackson's there for the help. Back outside, Patty will launch for 3. And rebounded by Mayberry. Player on the floor, so Kansas with numbers. Franklin to the rim. Missed it. Jessen's putback is off the mark, but draws the foul. 2 free throws now for Katrina Jessen. Third foul on Sahara Jones.
Justin smart to go up quickly. And Kansas has been great on the line tonight, 10 of 11 as a team. Took them a while to get there. Unable to do so in the first quarter, but since then.
Jessen's first free throw attempt of the season. And misses them both. Rebound A&M. Looks like A&M probably will go the remainder of this game without Janiah Barker. Tried to give it a go here in the second half with an injured wrist. He's got a heavily taped right wrist. She came out at halftime. Didn't look like she was going to be able to shoot the basketball. And so gave a kind of turn through in the second half and then came out. Her night might be done. It's like unable to really contribute anything on the offensive end. Maybe, leading scorer for A&M.
Maybe more of a decoy if she does come in to try to rebound and get some easy putbacks. But
Kerskeeter, feet set, three is up, three is down for Holly Kerskeeter now with 17. Matching her season high. Kerskeeter with 3 made threes, gets the steal here and finishes at the hoop. Rip and run for Kerskeeter.
And Coach Bill Self in attendance, and that's going to because of that energy and effort. They started off this third quarter 11-0 run, and right now 16-5. And the defensive intensity, jumping the passing lanes, playing great team defense.
One of her biggest fans, Kerskeeter, that is men's coach Bill Self. The two hailing, of course, both from Oklahoma. And Self knows the family very well. And Kerskeeter got the feet set in the corner, and nice look there, and then creating from her defense. A&M on the inbounds. And a 5-second call.
And better defense from Zakiya Franklin. They had gotten Bulls on that play a couple times before, but she played extremely good defense, fighting through screens.
Strom and Eltaya back into the Kansas lineup. Strom wearing number 11 out front of the guard. Kerskeeter will launch again from three and hit. Holly Kerskeeter now at 22.
And Holly's feeling it right now.
Her best performance of the season. We kind of mentioned it at halftime that despite averaging 12 and 7, it felt like she had another gear to head, and has here tonight, as the Jayhawks have pushed this lead out to 20. Eltaya picks up the foul, sending Patty to the free throw line.
It's that extra pass, and then screening off the defender that was trying to rotate over, allowed, and it doesn't need a lot of time. So Kerskeeter, 4 of 9 from deep.
Coach Brandon had said they hadn't shot the three well yet as a team even, and he knew a number of his predominantly successful three-point shooters were going to get it going, and Mayberry and Kerskeeter three. Well, the biggest lead at 20 a moment ago. Now down the 1 minute mark. Eltayeb inside off the block. Up and good.
That tremendous ball movement against the zone, as Texas A&M has went back and forth with that a few times in this game. Better ball movement, crisp passes.
Prater back in. Third 3 fouls, harassing out front. Jones tries to go to work. Head and shoulder fake. And draws the foul. If that's Prater. And that will be her 4th. So Chandler Prater's foul trouble tonight continues, just 7 minutes. And picks up her 4th, and will check back out. Sophia Telegdi, the freshman out of Hungary, in for the first time in the second half. Played some solid minutes in the opening half.
I think in this ball game, Josh, you're seeing this brilliant third quarter for Kansas, both offensively but defensively has been stifling. You're starting to see this experienced squad, this veteran team from Kansas coming out of the halftime with another level of intensity on the defensive end. And also you have to put together four quarters. And Kansas, with the experience, facing against a pretty youthful, inexperienced A&M squad. And also hurts that they lose their leading scorer just a few minutes into this ballgame with Barker out for much of it.
Shot clock difference about 10 seconds. Kansas will be patient here. Zakiya Franklin calling out directions. Now to Kurskier with 6, crosses over on the freshman Bowles, and a whistle and a foul. Miguel Taya may have pushed up the lane and will be whistled for the foul. So the foul on Kansas will send it back the other way with 13.7 to go here in the third. Green will bring it up court for A&M. Already down to 5. Strome defending. Green will try to take it herself off the window, no good. Nothing happening there at the end of the third quarter for A&M. The Jayhawks explode in the third, led by 6 at halftime. Bill Self here courtside tonight, taking in the women's game. Jayhawks take on Seton Hall tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Jayhawk Game Day Live with Dave Stewart. Jeff Geldner gets underway at 7:30 here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Jayhawks defending so well. They have kept A&M out of a lot of offense until late in the shot clock. Drive there, that time from Malone. Jackson was there to contest. A&M, though, steals the outlet with Bowles.
Certainly Jackson probably gets credit for another block, and she was awarded a ball before the game.
100 career block shots, of course, at 95 a season ago. 15 entering tonight. And just 1 officially here this evening, so 16 on the season. Entry pass inside. Franklin zips it to Jackson for the finish.
He just zips it in there. Didn't go to high-low there, just out from the perimeter. And Zakiya Franklin, tremendous vision. And also the catch from Jackson.
Jackson now with 12. Rebound shy of her 4th double-double of the season. To match last year. Entry pass. Bowles tried to bounce it into Malone, and it skips past it out of bounds. Last win here at home against Texas A&M, of course. 1-point conference rivals. Talegdi's shot is missed. Jackson's putback missed as well. Patty rips away the rebound. And a whistle. And a foul on Kurskier.
And Coach Brandon not happy with that, saying just get back. And a silly foul.
Kansas 7-12 all time against A&M. I mentioned 11 straight losses entering tonight. This is their first meeting since 2012 Big 12 tournament. A&M winning that one, then departing for the SEC. Last Kansas win in the series came in 2003 at A&M. Last home win, March 1st of 2000.
Well, A&M has been a powerhouse of a program. Left the Big 12 and now in the SEC, and they have the second youngest team in the SEC.
Talegdi from 3 for her first Jayhawk bucket.
In transition, stops and pops and showing the range that she has.
That looked confident.
To me, it looked like she was crashing. She was crashing the boards.
Her first made 3 of her young Jayhawk career. First bucket here tonight for Talegdi. Knocked out of bounds. Kansas will maintain in front of their own bench. Talegdi entering tonight, 7 total points. And her first made 3 after missing her first 2, but looked confident
It started with a hustle play from Holly Kersgeter, and then transition three, and nothing but net.
Kersgeter with the threes off the mark. A&M, as you mentioned, really young team, good recruiting class. 4-2 record coming in. They were playing a bunch of close games, and Coach Taylor had mentioned this week to the media that just haven't found a way to win just yet. Still learning to figure out how to win ball games. And starting on the defensive end, she said it's been a little transition, especially for the young players, even for the returning players who are trying to work a new system. The defensive end of the floor has come a little bit slower. Of course, hampered tonight by the loss of their top scorer, Janiah Barker, who suffered what appeared to be a wrist injury in the first half and hasn't played a lot of minutes here tonight.
They've lost to Duke and also to Rice, who's undefeated. So their two losses are to two quality opponents at Duke, at home against Rice, but they had an opportunity they just couldn't close out that game against Rice. And she said, when you go into a place like Allen Fieldhouse against an opponent like Kansas that went to a tournament, you're down 10 points when you walk into the door on the road. So she wanted her team to prep better because she wasn't pleased with the amount of how they prepped against Duke. But that's what you're going to find against a team that, Barker even admitted, she's like, I didn't have to play that good of a defense in high school. She could just take over ball games. So unfortunately tonight we weren't able to see her, though, and I think that has changed the trajectory of this ball game early on.
Franklin the miss from three, rebounded by Jones of A&M. A&M led by Bowles with 14. Another top 40 prospect. And a point guard spot for A&M. Bowles currently not on the floor. Drive to the hoop and finish for Jones. Sahara Jones with a nice finish. Kansas with a big lead here, but they want to continue to push and finish this one strong. Comfortable lead, but you don't want to miscues like that to allow A&M to have life. Green quickly up court. Now for Patty, inside of three. Missed it. Kersgeter another rebound.
Kansas able still to hold A&M to just 2 second chance points, and that was one of the emphasis of the coaching staff to their team, is we got to hold them because they do such a good job of rebounding the ball on the offensive side.
Terrific ball movement. Kersgeter the assist. Mayberry drops the three, and we'll have a timeout on the floor. Mayberry, her second made three. Set a 6-point lead at the break, and then really dialed up the defense, Jill, in the second half.
Yeah, right out of the gate in the third quarter, opened it up with an 11-0 run, and that 21-8 third quarter was the difference, and Kansas hasn't looked back since then, and looking to close this one out on a strong note.
Jayhawks getting it back again via the turnover. Mayberry around the world and in. Mayberry knocked down a three before the timeout, comes back with a driving bucket here. She now in double figures with 10, the fourth Jayhawk in double figures.
And we've seen that from Kansas. They're balanced offensively, and that's something that they boast.
Mayberry be whistled for the foul on the drive from Jones.
And the addition of Yvette Mayberry, she is a special player with special speed, able to get around her defender, quickness up to the basket.
Kansas now its biggest lead at 25. Mayberry just picked up her third foul. Hilton on the bounce for A&M. Still looking to get in that offense. Step back just inside the top of the circle is too strong from Jones. Rebound to Kansas. 8 rebounds now for Kersgeter. 2 boards shy of a double-double. Tiana Jackson does have her 4th double-double of the season. 12 points and 10 boards. Gets the catch here on the post. Spins, kicks it to Kersgeter. Turned down the open three for a moment. Stayed very patient there. Franklin now goes to work. Shot clock at 5. Drives the lane with the left hand. A whistle and a foul. That's going to be a block on A&M. And Zakiya Franklin will go to the free throw line for 2. Late slide over that time you saw from Hilton, who's whistled for the foul. So Franklin to the line, 13 points. And make it 14 and stays perfect at the line, 8 for 8 for the 82% free throw shooter on the season. And Franklin now with 15.
On a 7-0 run for the Jayhawks currently in this fourth period, and starting to get that separation like they did in that third quarter and go back to the defense. But it's been difficult for A&M because you take out that leading scorer in Barker. You don't have her for this ball game, and then you're going to just change the way that you operate.
Kansas also just a great job of not allowing A&M getting any kind of offense. Been a lot of dribbling out front and then late shot clock drives. Kersketer with the rebound. Now with 9. Weaves through traffic here. And a whistle and a foul, and it's going to be another one on Hilton as she draws the blocking foul, this time on Kersketer. And she was inside the arc that time, and Coach Joni Taylor saying, just get outside the arc.
Now, 2 times now, back-to-back possessions, and those are some of the details that Sahar Jones said, that coach talks a lot about low-hanging fruit, boxing out every little detail, the defensive principles, focusing on that. And I think for the Aggies,
ball by Jones comes up empty. Sana Strom now in for Kansas. Prater sings it into Jackson. Switches block to block, goes up with the left hand and good. How quickly did she move from one block to the other?
Laterally. I mean, and that's the thing that separates her from other bigs at that length with 6'6", and see how quick she could get there because of that lateral step. And Holly Kersgeter has just been stifling defensively.
Blocked the pass that time to get the steal. Strom off the screen. Little give and go to Jackson for the finish. Jayhawks on a 12-0 run. And a substitution timeout here as Kersketer, Franklin, and Jackson check out, likely for the final time tonight with just over 2.5 to play. Diana Jackson with a couple of buckets here. Prater
flashing to the basket, and then that ability to, just as you mentioned, with that lateral quickness from block to block, which is one step.
Petticord on the jumper on the baseline with the air ball. Back the other way comes Kansas. They put Talegdi, El Tayeb.
And Kansas rebounding was one of the keys. Brock McGinnis, when we talked to him before the game, and Kansas out rebounding the Aggies 35-31, or +4.
Prater drives, fakes the pass. Oh, missed the layup. Been a tough night for Chandler Prater. Saddled with foul trouble. In some late run here with 4 fouls. Couldn't get the layup despite the nifty drive. Hilton off the double high screen now. Spots for 3. In and out. Strom with the box out gets the rebound, but a foul on the floor on the other block is going to be on Wynette Mayberry.
Well, they haven't been able to
picks up her 4th.
Gobble up the offensive rebound. Kansas has been fouling them, so they've been ensuring that they're unable to get that second chance look. Only 2 second chance points for A&M in this ball game. And they've had 16% of their points coming off second chance points coming into this game.
Jones on the inbound gets the bucket. And that ends the Kansas run at 12 straight. Backdoor, Strom with the finish off the assist from Talegdi.
I think Talegdi has that ability to pass with her length and the vision. Very, very European basketball, didn't it? A little backdoor cut.
Driving to the hole. And the hoop is down for Taniyah Hilton. Full head of steam to the rim, runs into Strome, who's feeling the after effects, still down on the floor underneath the Kansas bucket. She's in a great deal of pain after taking the contact from Hilton, who had 2 blocking fouls at the other end. This time gets a blocking foul on Kansas, and the opportunity for an and one.
Take a knee, maybe, right into the abdomen.
So Strome will exit via the baseline. Jessen will come back in. Strome's still in a great deal of pain beyond the bucket, getting a look from the trainer. Long way from the bench, so he'll keep an eye on her behind the hoop. So Hilton at the line. 7 points tonight for Hilton. Sydney Bowles, the only double-figure scorer with 14. Rattles this one in and out. So under a minute to play. Jayhawks going to move to 6-0 on the season. Look at that, Talegni to El Tayeb. So a couple of late assists for. Turnaround shot in the lane is missed by Jones. And a foul on the rebound. Actually, they'll say possession. Kansas out of bounds by A&M. Rock Chalk chant underway here at Allen Fieldhouse as Kansas will stay perfect on the women's side. 4-0 here at home. Kept the throttle down in the fourth. Shot clock difference about 2 seconds, and Mayberry will just bounce out front.
Well, they outscored A&M 21-8 in the third, spearheaded by great defensive effort, and then also 21-8 in the fourth. So 42-16, quick math by me right there.
That's
in
good.
Kansas.
I left that to you. Didn't want to attempt it.
Wonderful second half performance. An extra added attention to defense was the difference in that second.
So Jayhawks win it. Impressive performance here tonight, moving to 6-0 on the season. 74-42 win over Texas A&M. You see